Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in this series of small houses. This is from Worlds of Wonder by Johanna Basford, which I completely forgot to say in my last video. We're going to be using Prismacolor again today, and we are for the rest of the page actually. And this little house is our target for today. I'm trying to zoom in, my battery is dead on my remote control, so I'm doing it on my camera, which can be a challenge. Okay, let's get you in the middle. There we go. I think that's as far as we can go. Now the houses in this row have ochre and wood. That one's got wood and brick and ochre. This one's got wood and brick and ochre. So I'm not sure how I'm going to incorporate all that into. Oh, we've got wood shutters. We can do wooden shutters and doors. Ochre for the edges and brick in the middle maybe. I'll have a think. I think I'll grab my ochre first. I keep saying ochre. This is our yellow ochre. It looks quite orangey in this light, it isn't. And I'm going to use this on these two outside bits just to start with, because it's a fairly straightforward way to start really. Now the others have smaller areas of this sort of colour. I had considered just doing it for this central bit, but I thought we'd make this one a little bit different and do this darker colour for a lighter colour, sorry, lighter and brighter colour for this bit. Especially as we have the wood on there to do as well. Now we have these windows. I think they might be this colour. I could do those wood. Maybe they're wood. I am pondering to myself, aren't I? It's sort of planning as I go. It's very interesting earlier. I was looking at a comment on a Facebook colouring group, which I sort of follow. I'm not sure if I think I'm a member, but every time I try and post it tells me I have to follow the rules and apply, and I thought I had. So I was a bit confused, but it doesn't matter, it's neither here nor there. The person who left a comment said they really disliked videos when people talked all the time. I'm going to do the background of the brickwork in a light umber. Okay, so I'm just going to do a background for this bit. And it was interested me because firstly, I'm like, well, if you don't like people talking in videos, why don't you just mute it and watch it without the talking? And you could play your own music in the background. You wouldn't need to listen. But I don't know whether she meant people who talking distract themselves with their talking, if you know what I mean. Because I have watched some videos where people whether it's a live and they're talking to their viewers, and as they talk about whatever it is they're talking about, they stop colouring. That's a bit irritating, but those viewers wanted to be talked to, that's why they were in the live. So, you know, I don't know if the video was necessarily supposed to be a colour along as such, or whether you would just, although she was telling you what colour she was using, or whether it was just really supposed to be a chat. Do you know what I mean? Now at this point I should really go and get a ruler, but no, I'm too lazy. Now I'm trying to decide whether to use the sepia or the espresso, or whether to just go a little bit lighter. I might use the sepia. Here it is. Oh, I need to sharpen it. Got my dowel here to sharpen with. I'm a little bit aware that I'm quite likely to do my wood backgrounds in the same colour as this, so I need to make sure I don't. There's not a huge range of. I'm going to do my across first for my brickwork. I'm quite aware that I'm already wobbly, but they're all wobbly, so they're just rustic. Yeah, so there's not a big range of browns, I don't feel, excuse me, compared with like polychromos. So I'm just often a little bit cautious about using them all up. Now, let's do some bricks. Now, bricks don't line up. I'm sure everyone is probably aware. I'm just reminding you because sometimes it's easy to forget and just start randomly putting lines in and then wondering why somehow your brain's telling you it's wrong, but you don't know why. Those two line up. Let's try and move that one over. Sorry, concentrated silence. Maybe you're enjoying the quiet. Maybe you're not even listening. Maybe you do mute the sound. I don't mind. Do what works for you. Now I'm going back to my light umber and I'm going to try and form the brick shapes a little bit better within the mortar that we've just drawn on. So just try and make them a little bit darker around the edges. Now it's going to be quite difficult because they are really small, but I'm just going to have a go. Because I feel that it's a bit pale at the moment. Now I'm feeling like the mortar is too pale. Well, we'll get there in the end. You know, sometimes a picture is a bit of a trial and error. And but neither a trial or an error, to be honest. Strange phrase. It's just a bit of an experiment, should we say. So yeah, there's not enough definition in there. I'm wondering whether I can use a much darker colour for that mortar. I mean, normally, to be honest, mortar is lighter than the bricks, but I've done it darker in all of these houses, so that's how it's got to be. Yeah, it's too pale. What should we use? I'm thinking let's use this one. Let's use the 90% cool grey. It's a bit blurred there for you, sorry. And I'm just gonna go back over it in all its rustic glory. Just so you can actually see that there's brickwork supposed to be there. Now if you enjoy brickwork, I do have a brick video where I do it properly, measure it out and use various polychromos to get a nice brick effect. This one's quite rough and ready. It's okay, I think we've won. Yeah. Now, wood. My son has just exploded into laughter next door. It's quite strange. Anyway, I am going to use the chocolate as the base for my wood. And remember, we're doing wood here on the shutters. So we do this horizontally in the direction that the wood's drawn on. And then wood on this one. Now in our other pictures our wood on our doors, etc. is quite pale. So I'm trying not to press too hard. So this way we're going vertically because that's the way the stripes are. And then here we're going to have to draw some in. But that's okay. It's only a very small area. You can do it. There we go. Gosh, he's laughing again. It's quite funny. I'm just trying to look for my colour that I want to draw the lines in, as I don't want to go too really dark. I was thinking about using like a burnt ochre, but I think it's going to be too reddish and I don't think it's necessarily going to show. I'm going to give it a try. It might not work, so watch first. This is the burnt ochre and see if it works. If it doesn't work, we'll have to go darker. But I'm thinking the house next to it is got a similar, it's a bit reddish, isn't it? If you don't like it, I'm not sure if I do, to be honest. You might want to go darker with your dark brown instead. Not sure, it looks very woody. Anyway, I'm going to leave it and do the roof and then have a think. Now, I've looked up this one and the roof is definitely in a cold grey. Let's start with the cool grey, sorry. 50% cool grey. And then we might add a darker one. Now these are done, it's quite pale on that bit and then darker under here. And then pale as we go, less as we get down towards the bottom. So just use a gentle touch throughout, but layer it up where you want it to be darker. So it can be easier sometimes to start with your lightest area down there, and then you know how much darker you have to go up here in order to show that it's sort of fading towards the bottom, like that. I'm also going to use this colour here. We need to do those chimney pots, I think, with the ochre. And then again, a light touch here and darker under here. Just gently working down with less layers as we go down. Now, I think our windowsills were grey as well, just looking across. Yeah, they were quite dark though. I think I'll use a slightly darker grey now. I'm going to go to the 70% cool grey, and I'm going to go a little darker under here and just fade that a bit. I'm not going to take that all the way down the whole roof, just to help create that contrast, like that. And then I am going to use it for the windowsill. Oops. And the doorstep and this bit in here. And then we've got this roof part here. What I did was I made it darker here and lighter towards the edge. It's quite difficult. Do your best, it's all you can do. Okay, now I'm going to do the stripes on the windows. I'm going to use my 50% cool grey for that. You can see it here. That's what we're going to do, so it's just a diagonal piece. You don't have to go all the way to the edge. Sometimes it looks better if you don't. Quite small though, so I'm going to put a bit there that doesn't go to the edge. There we go. Oh, and on here, it doesn't want to show up on there. There we go. Now our chimney, let's go back to our yellow ochre and do the chimneys. I'm going to put just a layer down first, and then we're going to start to think about where it might be darker. So along the edges of the chimney, to make it look more rounded, under here and things like that. I'm just having a look to see if I've got a colour that I can use. I'm going to try the bronze. I love this colour. The bronze. And I'm going to sharpen it. Now this bronze is usually comes together with the gold and silver, but it's not metallic, so I don't think it really belongs with them, but I like it a lot. Now I'm going to add a little bit to the end edge here and here. I'm being really gentle because it's very sharp. and therefore liable to break. I'm also going to add it here where these lines are. Now it isn't that dark, but that's okay. Oop. Look at the end. Looks like a hooked nose. There we go. We're going to go in a bit darker though on the edges there. I think we want we've got our 90% cool grey here. I think that one might work for us. Again, I'm going to sharpen. Now you see, the problem with having them really sharp is that the ends do snap. And I know some people will use their, only sharpen theirs flat, so they don't do that, but I like a point, and I just have to be careful. So we're putting a shadow line in under the edge of the roof. We did this on the others as well. And then along this sort of overlapping bits, such as this, we'll fade that out a little bit and go under here. We are covering up some of that bronze that we carefully put down, but it's okay. Just trying to create that sort of slightly three-dimensional look, which I feel is always rather nice. So the idea is try to make it look like this roof is slightly overlapping and creating a shadow, and that this bit is sticking out from this bit. And the wider we make this, the more it looks like it's standing out, I feel. And we also need to put a shadow on the chimney. To me, they look like they're behind the, so they're on the other side of the roof. We'll put a bit of shadow under these. There'll be a bit on the sides as well. Just put it on the inside, but they'll be sticking out of the roof. They're not going to be just flat against it. I'll put a bit under the windowsill. This bit might not show so much because of our windowsill being dark grey. We can put a bit under the shutter as well, which might help. Now you have to be a little bit careful. I've gone out of the line, so I'm just trying to raise it, because you can end up making it all look a bit dirty if you use too much. But on the other hand, you want to give some three-dimensional, make it look a little bit three-dimensional. And I'm just going to fiddle a bit more. I am happy with that. It's really up to you how much you add, but I think we've got a bit of a three-dimensional look. Oh, my remote control's working. I just took a photo and it worked. But that's me for that one. Yeah, that was fun. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you are enjoying colouring along with the little series here. Yeah, we've got a few to go. Got blue one next, so that'll be interesting. But for now, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, comment, all those things. Thank you very much for watching. Have a super, super day and happy colouring.